just 2 days after the U.S. sent B-2 bombers to destroy nuclear facilities in Iran, the president has announced a ceasefire in the Israeli-Iranian conflict. Erica Brown is in Washington, D.C. now with the latest on tonight's developments.
Just 48 hours after the U.S. dispatched B-2 bombers to destroy 3 nuclear sites in Iran, comes word from President Trump of a ceasefire agreement, which he says will bring an end to the conflict between Israel and Iran. In a social media post, the president outlined the plan, saying it has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire. Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire. And upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. The president's announcement comes hours after Iran launched a retaliatory missile attack on a U.S. military base in Qatar on Monday in response to the U.S. strikes on Iran over the weekend. The president also said Iran gave advanced notice of the strikes and there were no reported casualties. In a series of posts on Truth Social, President Trump said most of the Iranian missiles had been downed, and he suggested the conflict may be over. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers remain divided over the weekend strikes on Iran and the U.S.'s role in the conflict. On social media, Republican Thomas Massie of Kentucky wrote, "Under the War Powers Act, the president is required to withdraw from hostilities in Iran within 60 days, unless he gets a vote of Congress." Others are standing by the president's decision.
Given the situation that we're looking at right now, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the president and the administration.
The Trump administration insists that airstrikes on Iran were carried out to make certain Iran does not obtain nuclear weapons. They say it was not about forcing a regime change in Iran. Members of Congress are expected to be briefed about the conflict Tuesday. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
And with all the uncertainty and tensions in the Middle East, it's leading to concerns that gas prices are going to skyrocket. AAA says right now it's still uncertain how high prices are going to go. Summer travel season has already led to the national average rising 10 cents in the past week. Prices could skyrocket if Iran closes down a key checkpoint for global oil shipments.
The main factor, about 60% of that final cost, is driven by crude oil prices. And crude oil is a globally traded commodity. So as we see these geopolitical events occurring around the world, we know that those impact gas prices right here at home.
AAA projects the national average could go up another 15 cents before the end of this week. Happening today in Fayetteville, the trial of former Washington County Deputy Stefan Grindstaff got underway. Grindstaff is charged with manslaughter in a deadly shooting of Scotty Stacy that happened during a traffic stop in 2023. He was originally charged with first-degree murder, but prosecutors downgraded the charges to manslaughter last week. The day began with jury selection. The special prosecutor and defense attorney questioned about 40 people before narrowing it down to 12 jurors and one alternate. After opening statements, 2 state police special agents who collected evidence testified. Jurors also saw video from Grindstaff's body camera. The trial is expected to last at least 3 days and will be in the courtroom throughout this week's trial. You can follow updates as it moves forward and get notifications sent to your phone when the case goes to the jury with our free 5 News smartphone app. The man accused in a murder that happened in Fayetteville's homeless shelter was also in court today. Jaden Lemming pled not guilty to the murder of Phyllis Garrett. Prosecutors alleged he attacked Garrett and another person with a blunt object while they were sleeping. Police used surveillance video to link Lemming to the crime. He is due back in court in August. And in Benton County, a man accused of trying to kill his mother also entered a not guilty plea today. Joseph Alexander is charged with attempted capital murder for the crime. Investigators say he broke into his parents' home and shot his mother twice with a crossbow. He's being held tonight in the Benton County Jail. A major transportation study is now underway in Northwest Arkansas that could reshape the way you get around. As the region braces for continued growth, 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer shows us how local leaders are now looking at ways to modernize and expand public transit.
The Northwest Arkansas Regional Planning Commission has launched a transit alternative study, a deep dive into possible options like bus rapid transit, a light rail, and fixed rail systems to link cities from Bentonville all the way to Fayetteville. As part of the study, you're invited to weigh in through an online survey open until the end of June. Tim Rivas, a multimodal planner, sent us this quote saying the time to rethink regional transit is now. Ozark Regional Transit already provides fixed routes and on-demand rides across 4 counties, but officials say the region is playing catch-up.
Not only do we need to grow in Northwest Arkansas, we need to outpace the growth of Northwest Arkansas.
ORT averages 1,300 riders a day. Last year was the 3rd highest total, but they face hurdles, including limited coverage, staffing, and bus stop accessibility.
Frequency, coverage, just access. It doesn't do us any good if we have a bus stop that people are trying to utilize and now there's a person with a wheelchair trying to utilize it, but that bus stop is right next to a wet ditch.
Jeff Hatley with ORT says part of getting people to take public transit is through outreach.
We're going to tell you all about how public transit works, how to access it, what's the benefits, where it's going, and then answer all your questions.
And while he says a light rail system may not be in the cards in the near future, he says the best alternative would be a bus rapid transit.
The floor of the bus is exactly level with the deck, so people, you don't have to wait for a ramp to come out.
Covering news where you live, Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
The transit alternative study will wrap up by the end of this year and help shape the region's long-term transportation vision in a program called Forward 2050. If you want to offer up your input, you can find a link to that transit study, by the way, on our website at 5newsonline.com. It is open until June 30th. Multiple cities in Northwest Arkansas have been recognized again in U.S. News and World Report's list of the best places to live. Rogers, Springdale, Fayetteville all made the list. They were also the top 3 Arkansas cities in that new report. Conway and Fort Smith rounded out Arkansas's top 5. Now the list is based on quality of life, the job market, value, and overall desirability.